So recently I've been thinking a lot about how life can sometimes be a game of chance, right? Oftentimes the good things and bad things that happen to us are dependent on luck, or maybe a complete lack of luck if it's a bad thing. I wanted to take this whole premise and apply it to Stardew Valley, so today I will spin a wheel to decide how I will play through the month of spring. I took 7 different areas of the game and let a roulette wheel pick how I would approach each of these 7 areas. First we have the crops. Out of all of the spring crops, the wheel landed on tulips. This could have gone better. For forage, we can only pick up common mushrooms. This could have gone a lot better, to be honest. I would have preferred something like horseradishes or anything really. We'll be playing on the Riverland farm, which is alright. And we can only fish in the town river, you know, the one beside Penny's trailer. This means that the Riverland farm is useless to us. We can't fish on our farm. We're going with the community centre route instead of the Joja route, which isn't the best thing to have happen considering we're locked out of a lot of the bundles. My voice cracked. We're locked out of a lot of the bundles based on the results so far. But we are allowed to attack enemies in the mines, so that's a good one for us. And finally, the big one. The only shops we can purchase items or upgrades from are Pierre's, Joja's and Willie's. I am a bit miffed that we got Pierre's and Joja's because they both serve the same purpose, so we really only needed one of them. And tulips cost 25 gold in Joja and 20 gold in Pierre's, so we actually won't be going anywhere near the Joja shop at all during this video. Here are all the results of the wheel. It could have been worse. It also could have been better, a lot better, but it could have been worse, and that's the thing I'm going to hold on to, alright? I mean, look at it this way, alright? We can buy things from Pierre, we can buy things from Willie, and we can actually defeat enemies in the mines. So everything is alright. Or so I thought it was, because you'll see as this video goes on that I was sort of restricted in terms of what I could do at times. I also have 3 goals for this challenge. The first is to reach level 120 in the mines, the second is to reach level 10 in fishing, and the third is to dance with somebody at the flower festival. I picked these goals based on the results of the wheel. You know, level 120 in the mines, I chose that because of the fact that we can actually attack enemies in the mine. Level 10 in fishing is because we're on the Riverland farm and because we can buy things from Willie. And the third one, to dance with someone at the flower festival, well, that's because I don't want to be alone. To start the first day of spring and the first day of our luck-based adventure, we collect our parsnip seeds. Of course we can't plant these parsnip seeds, so I'll be selling these later on to get some extra gold for our tulip seeds. The first big step in our adventure begins with a trip to Doran's Rest, an area that is included in a mod called Doran's Rest. There are 2 reasons for this. The first is we can get a level 9 hammer to help us in the mines. The second is the second quest we do rewards us with a dwarven ale which we can sell for 1900 gold. We receive a hammer from Glorgan, then set out to complete the first quest, which is to defeat slimes and deliver the salt they drop to Doran. We use guerrilla tactics to collect the salt we need, and by guerrilla tactics I mean we stand very still and swing our hammer while the slimes jump into our hammer. It's so difficult being this powerful. We deliver the salt to Doran and receive the second quest. We have to enter a building in Doran's Rest. Yeah, that's it, that's literally the entire quest. Unfortunately though, the building closes at 5 PM, so we've missed a chance to get it done today. To finish the day, I plant and water the tulip seeds I bought from Pierre. Day 2 begins with the watering of our tulips. I don't think I need to say this every time, so you can just assume that I do this every morning when I have tulips planted on the farm. Our next plan of action is to do a bit of fishing. I've mentioned this during my other videos, but truth be told, I'm not a fan of the fishing in this game. Don't get me wrong, the minigame itself is fun in my opinion, but I've done it so much that I start to cry every time I touch a fishing rod in this game. We take a quick break from fishing to return to Doran's Rest and enter the building we need to go to for the second quest. With this done, we head to Doran's house and receive our dwarven ale. I decide to head to Pierre's to sell the ale we received when something catches my eye, or rather, someone. The menace of the Stardew Valley Hunger Games, Abigail. Before my brain can even form a coherent thought, which I struggle to do quite often anyway, I decide that Abigail is the one who will help me complete my goal of dancing with someone at the flower dance. I also sell the dwarven ale and buy the backpack upgrade. I spend the rest of the day fishing until I pass out at 2 AM. On day 3, I continue to play by the meta and spend the entire day fishing. Because it's raining, we have the chance to catch shad and catfish, so I buy some trout soup from Willie to help improve my chances of catching these fish and more. On day 4, I am out to prove a point, and that point is that I can defeat some weak slimes with my level 9 hammer. Please hold your applause. I head to Willie's and buy the fiberglass rod, then head to the museum to donate a nautilus shell to complete a quest for 250 gold. That might not seem like much, but it all adds up. This is just a small step in our journey to earn thousands and thousands of gold by selling tulips and fish. I get a diamond in a chest while I'm fishing, and once again I spend the entire day fishing. I'm going to keep it 99 with you all. I keep it 99 because I'd be lying sometimes. I'm slightly outside of my comfort zone here. My goal was to reach level 5 in fishing by the end of day 4. I begin to violently shake towards the end of the day as I feel myself inching closer and closer to this goal. My hard work, dedication, passion, commitment, and diligence pay off as I reach level 5 and choose the Fisher perk to earn 25% more gold on the sale of my fish. We adopt a dog on day 5. I decide to call it I'm 4 Wheel. Get it? Because the roulette wheel at the start of the video. I sell some fish to William, then head to the mines. I reach level 5, then realise I have an amethyst, so I immediately leave the mines and head to Piers to give the amethyst to Abigail. Again, I don't think you all want to hear me say outright that I talked to Abigail or gave her gifts every day, so I won't be saying it anymore. But you can rest assured that I am all in on Operation Seduce the Hunger Games, the Hunger Games Gallivanter. The rest of the day is spent in the mines where I pass out at level 21. On day 6, we open up the community centre. Unfortunately, I realise something devastating at this point. The only bundle we will have access to is the foraging room. The only bundle we can complete in there is the construction bundle. I cannot go to Clint's and upgrade my pickaxe to be able to chop down tree stumps and get hardwood, and I don't want to have to rely on finding mahogany trees or getting a hardwood in the mines, so the community centre is now a non-factor. Yeah, we won't be touching it at all during this video. I head to Piers and buy 50 tulip seeds to cheer myself up. Then it's straight back to the mines where a curveball is thrown my way in the form of a monster only level. I step up to bat, swing for the fences and hit a home run. Not even a home run, I hit a grand slam. A few pesky slimes can't stop me. Later on in the day we reach another monster only level, but it only has the smaller slimes and the little grub thingies, so it was a really handy floor to get through. The force of nature known as W Heal makes it to level 34 before passing out. His first name is William, but I shortened it to W because W Heal. It sounds like wheel, as in the wheel we spun at the start of this video. On the 7th day, the big man upstairs said, "Harvest your tulips and plant the new ones you bought." And by the big man upstairs, I am of course referencing Lewis, who isn't happy at all with the lack of money that I have brought into Pelican Town so far. I head to Piers and purchase a nice even 107 tulip seeds to plant on my farm. The rest of the day is spent fishing, which results in us reaching level 6. I cannot describe how painful it is to have to water all of these tulips. Okay, maybe it isn't that bad, but it is fun to complain sometimes. The rest of the day is spent lollygagging in the mines, where through sheer determination I make it to level 55 before passing out. I'm not proud of how long it took me to plant and water all of the tulips I bought, but the big man W Heal Tulip Penitentiary is flourishing because of this hard work. On the morning of day 10, I do something I should have done a long time ago. I make a scarecrow and put it beside my tulips. Days 11 to 12 are basically spent watering my tulips, fishing, and then going to sleep because I have almost no energy left every single time. I'm not talking about the game, by the way. Watering all of these tulips every day broke my heart, soul, spirit, and tongue slowly but surely to the point where I didn't have the energy to do almost anything else. Just as I finish harvesting some tulips on day 13, the game lets me know that the egg festival has started. I throw my tulips into the shipping bin, then head to the town centre, ready to absolutely victimise the competitors in the egg hunt, just like I did during my 100 Days of Stardew Valley video. I was fully prepared to call this event the Egg Hunt Domination 2.0, but something happened to me during the egg hunt. You see, my heart wasn't full of aggression. It wasn't full of determination or the pure primal drive to win the competition. Something else was in my heart. Abigail is originally from Pelican Town, but she currently resides in my heart. I could not do it. I could not win. Although I could have won very easily, believe me, I really could have won within 10 seconds. Instead, I let Abigail win the egg hunt. Day 14 and we're midway through this challenge. I harvest all of my tulips and realise that each tulip gives you like 40 energy when you eat it. Using the tulips, some fish and algae as food, I spent all of days 14, 15, 16 and 17 fishing. This long, arduous task pays off as we reach level 8 in fishing at the end of day 17. This is honestly the first time in a long time that I've gone past level 5 in fishing, so this is a big accomplishment for me. I am proud of myself, but I still have another 2 levels to go, so I'm slightly terrified, and quite frankly, I'm considering forcing various members of my family to take over and do the fishing for me. But that would be a weak thing to do, and I am not weak. Most of the time, anyway. Anyway, on day 18, I managed to make it to level 77 of the mines before I pass out. At this point, I decide to go all in on the mines. Through high water or the highway or the 7-Eleven I-95 or whatever the phrase is, I will make it to level 120 of the mines. Day 19 is the roughest day so far. I made it to the red levels of the mines, which is like floors 80 plus, and I'm struggling. Big time. I can't buy anything from Clint, so that means I've gone this entire time with the default pickaxe, but my dream is to achieve my goal of making it to the end of the mines. And if there's one thing that I've learned during the last 368 days, 2 months, 14 hours and 13 minutes, it's that if you fight for your dreams, then your dreams will fight for you. After passing out on floor 91, I wake up on day 20 and immediately rush to the mines again. Through sheer willpower, I make it to level 105. I could have made it a bit further, but my health was really low at this point and I didn't want to risk being knocked out and losing any of my items, especially my sword. On day 9 plus 10, we finally do it. We solidify our status as the king of the mine. On this day, William Heal is no longer an ordinary man. He is an ordinary man who can do extraordinary things. As I collect the Skull Cavern key on level 120, my mind is filled with thoughts of happiness, of joy, of hope, of self-fulfillment. William Heal's mind, on the other hand, is filled with thoughts of big wheel. Yeah, he likes big wheels. Up to this point, I've given Amethyst to Abigail, but tonight I am feeling delightfully, deliciously kind and caring. I decide to give one of my tulips to Abigail as a sign of how much I care about her. Okay, on the low key, it's because I didn't have any amethyst, but saying it's because I care about her just sounds better. To end the day, I throw the items I got in the mines into my shipping bin. On day 22, I start by clearing a little section of my farm to plant some tulips in. The rest of day 22, as well as day 23 and the start of day 24, are spent fishing. Later on in day 24, the moment of truth has arrived. I make a beeline to Abigail, my toes beginning to twitch. My hand shakes violently as I approach her. I get nervous, very nervous, and briefly consider walking away from her before I finally bite the bullet and ask her to dance. Unfortunately, to my complete and utter dismay, she says yes. We did it, lads. The purple-haired paragon of Pelican Town, the heartless hunter of the Hunger Games, the terrific eater of tulips has agreed to dance with us. William Heal is no longer an ordinary man who can do extraordinary things. He is now an extraordinary man who can do extraordinary things. Life is good. As we approach the end of the challenge, we have just one goal left, to reach level 10 in fishing. I spend the entirety of days 25, 26 and 27 cosplaying as a fisherman. Well, technically it's not cosplaying because we aren't dressed as fishermen, but the idea is there, alright, I just can't think of a way to phrase it. We spent the entirety of those days fishing, is what I'm trying to say. As I head to bed on day 27, I am met with an exquisite sight. We have reached level 10 in fishing. Now that all of our goals are completed, there is but one thing left to solidify ourselves as the single greatest Stardew Valley player that has ever touched the game. Catch the legend, arguably the most difficult fish in the entire game to catch. It is the final day of this agonizing yet beautiful challenge, and as I make my way to the mountain lake, it dawns on me that I am making my way to the mountain lake. Yeah, I'm not allowed to do this. Because of the wheel we spun at the start of the video, we can only fish in the river and the town. But rules are meant to be broken, is exactly what the old me would have said. The old me also would have sold all of the fish I caught throughout this video to make thousands of gold. But I realized something important during this challenge. Allow me to explain. You see, life isn't about receiving an abundance of good things, but rather the manner in which you treat the good things that are already present in your life. If you nurture and appreciate these good things, then they will continue to flourish and grow, to thrive and excel. And who knows? Along the way, you may achieve some or all of your goals. You may do things that you didn't even think you were capable of doing. But above all else, you will learn that life truly is about the simple things. Have a good one.